All right, ladies and gentlemen, hello. My name is Aiden. Welcome back to another video. Look, normally I'd be talking about, I guess, another in-season sort of review, and we'd be looking at whatever team I was up to and just discuss what I think could happen with their season, next season, their future, as well as discuss, obviously, their previous season, which either would have been really good or really bad. And we will continue to do that. Again, we've got all off season and free agency and whatnot. We have a lot of time to get all of that sorted and get every team completed. But there has been increasing stories, increasing takes about Chet Holmgren needing to be traded from the Oklahoma City Thunder. And again, this is a knee-jerk reaction for a lot of people, but some analysts out there, big-time analysts that are out here on TV every single day talking about the NBA, influencing the young generation around the world, are just so, in my opinion, this is irresponsible. I should say, irresponsible. But a lot of these guys are saying Chet Holmgren needs to be traded and it needs to happen this season. Look, I'm not the biggest Oklahoma City Thunder fan. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I know everything about the OKC Thunder, just like I know some of these analysts will tell you they do. But there's 30 teams in the NBA. I'm not an expert. I will tell you that right now. But I'm going to come to the defense of the Oklahoma City Thunder here, and I'm going to come to the defense of Chet Holmgren here and say, what the heck are you talking about? You're going to trade Chet Holmgren. For who? Who are you going to trade Chet Holmgren for? Look, I get it. He ain't no Victor Wembanyama. I understand that. Wemby did cook him this series. But let's not pretend that there are many centers around the league. The way that these guys are talking about Chet Holmgren is that there is literally 10 to 15 other centers in the league that are better than him, and that's just not the case. It's not true. So I'm going to come to the defense of Chet Holmgren in this video. I don't know where it's going to take me. It's probably going to feel like more of a ranty video because I just feel like these analysts have no actual respect for the game and think how a team should think. I think they think, oh, Chet Holmgren, 4 points in Game 7? We should trade him. Oh my goodness, he stunk up the joints. What's going on? Like, how could this happen? It's Chet Holmgren, for crying out loud. 4 points? Only 2 shots? No. That's it. Trade him. I've had enough. Get rid of him. That's it. Let's get the news coverage, guys. Let's get the clicks. Trade him now. Let's get the clicks. That's all I hear when I see sports journalism and media on TV. That's all I hear. Clicks. And say whatever you get for the most interactions. And it's worked because I'm going to be talking about it here. But let's talk about Chet Holmgren in this video. Before we get any further, if you like the video, feel free to like and subscribe if you are new. Let me know what you guys think about Chet Holmgren and just what he could do for the Oklahoma City Thunder in the future. Keep in mind, this guy is still ridiculously young. How old is Chet Holmgren? We got to figure out his age because I think that plays a big factor in this as well. I know he's getting a good chunk of money. He's getting a good chunk of money, but guys, he's 24. He's 24. He's an NBA champion. He's one of the best defensive centers in the league. But one bad series, and you want to trade him. How about, just hear me out here, how about, instead of saying you want to trade him, maybe just talk about the things he needs to improve on. I think that's a better outcome than just flat saying he's unreliable and we need to trade him. How about you just talk about what he needs to improve on? You think someone at 24 can't improve? Someone that's already played at a really high level, he can't improve? He can't improve. A guy that averages 17 and 9, 1.7 assists, 36% from 3. That guy can't improve? That guy can't be better? I'm not going to sit here and say he's perfect. I'll tell you his weaknesses. I think a big part of his weaknesses in Game 7 particularly is that he did not have the ability to just flat out bully someone that was smaller than him. What is he? I think he says here on Basketball Reference, he's 208 pounds. So he's not going to be a physical threat in the paint. He's not going to be able to go into the post and bully someone. He's not going to be able to force things to happen. But ultimately, he is someone that can spread the floor. He's someone that can shoot the three at a very high level. He's someone that can work in the pick and pop. He is someone that can be athletic enough to slam it down around the rim. And again, he's one of the best defenders as a big in the league. So yes, strengths, weaknesses. Does that mean trade him? Does that mean trade him? I'll tell you as well, What I think it could be a possibility, but a very stupid possibility. He's making a lot of money. Let's take a look at his contract. Again, I'm doing all this on the fly because I am absolutely flabbergasted by some people here. So right now, he is expected to make, was it 41 million next season? And I think the highest he'll end up getting is 54 million. That's assuming the Oklahoma City Thunder, they must have already paid him. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. They've paid him, but around $240 million a year. Again, I understand for the money that he's being paid, he's expected to be a big-time guy, but just remember, it's one series. This is exactly what's happening to Jalen Duren out in Detroit. Jalen Duren is on the face of getting a really big contract. One bad series against the Orlando Magic. He had an okay series against the Cavs, not great, not terrible, but it was really bad against the Magic. One bad series, and they're talking about the Pistons just trading him. The guy's 22. What are we talking about here? He's an all-star level player, Jalen Duren. Chet Holmgren is an all-star level player, one of the best two-way players in the league. And one bad series, and you're throwing him out like he's a piece of garbage. It's actually ridiculous. If you want to know a fun fact, no one stops Wemby. Not Chet, not two Chets, not three Chets, not four Chets. No one will stop Victor Wembanyama. So what, if that's your standard, you may as well trade your whole team. Why don't you just give the San Antonio Spurs every championship until Wemby retires, if that's the case? That doesn't mean he's not a good player. That doesn't mean he can't be good for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And it definitely doesn't mean he should be traded after 1 year. I think it's simple. He needs to learn how to be more aggressive. And I think more time in the NBA playoffs, going through some of these bad experiences, of all the media attention now drawn to him, he will learn from something like this. He'll have no other choice. He'll have no other choice. It's happened to some of the best players in the world. The disappearing act. LeBron James in Dallas always comes to mind. LeBron had the biggest disappearing act in Dallas when they won a championship. He went missing. JJ Barea locked him up. It's the biggest meme of LeBron's entire career. But now look at LeBron James. 41 years of age, 4 NBA championships. Multiple-time MVP, one of the best Heat players of all time, will probably get a statue with Cleveland, and has put so much time with the Lakers. He's won a championship there too. One of the greatest players ever. Back in 2011, when Dallas won the championship, this was being talked about with him, how he disappeared. The best player in the world went missing. So if it can happen to LeBron, it can happen to a guy like Chet. The most important thing is, how can he learn from this? If he can learn from this, let's see what he does next year in the NBA playoffs. Ultimately, a career is built on multiple years in the playoffs, multiple championships, multiple playoff series, not just one. And it sucks because guys like Kendrick Perkins, who is nowhere near the level as Chet Holmgren, no disrespect, he was a very good hustle center in the league. You know, he was a hard worker. He was a formidable defensive-minded center, but he was nowhere near the level of Chet. Not even close. Not even the same hemisphere. But guys like Kendrick Perkins are saying they need to trade him. That's, to me, look, I'm not... Kendrick Perkins, if he spoke to me about basketball, I would respect his opinion because he's in the NBA. But I can see the gap. If Chet was to talk to me about basketball right now, I would value his opinion more than Kendrick Perkins. It's as simple as that. Simple as that. Same with a guy like Stephen A. Simple as that. I'm not going to say... Not every take is bad, but this one was bad. This one was bad. An NBA career is embodied over multiple years, and there is always a way to come back from a situation like this. So not even giving him the chance to come back from a situation like this is absolutely bizarre to me. You can't even give him a season to see if he can bounce back from this before you say trade him. This is why I don't like NBA media. This is why I don't like watching First Take. I don't like watching, unless it's Shaq and all those guys, because they're just sort of funny. I don't like watching genuine NBA media. I don't like it because stupid takes like this happen all the time. Very disappointing. I'm not the biggest Oklahoma City Thunder fan. I said that before. I'm not the biggest Chet Holmgren fan. But you got to be kidding me. After one series, and people just turn their backs like that. Fickle. 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 We'll see what happens next season because they're not trading him. I'll say that now. If they trade him, I may as well retire tomorrow. If they do, look, unless it depends what they get. I mean, if they get something ridiculous, fine. But most likely, 90% sure, they will not trade Chet because most organizations actually do have a brain and they'll use their brain. There'll be a lot of guys that could leave the Oklahoma City Thunder. Chet will not be one of them. And we'll see what happens next season because that to me will determine whether or not he's worthy of being traded or not. How he can bounce back. You got to at least give him the chance. It's actually so sad that no one genuinely gives him a chance to sort of change the narrative about him. But that's just me. What do I know? Again, we're letting 24-year-old superstar two-way players. We're talking about him like he doesn't deserve anything. It's insane. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next video. This was not meant to be as ranty as it's supposed to be, but there's no respect for some of these players in the NBA. I really believe that. There's no respect. No respect. People get paid millions of dollars to talk about these players and just trash them. And it's so disrespectful. One bad series, and this is how we're talking about Chet now. He's an NBA champion. He's an NBA champion, and he was a big part of it as well. It is what it is, man. I'll see you guys next time. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned for more. Take care, and peace.